Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do the collective for today. Today is Tuesday. It is March 24th, 2026. You may follow me on the talk, the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Rare Rebel deck. 1 on the table. 2 on the table. 3 on the table. 4 and 5 on the table. Hey, Bubby. Hi. Hi. Why don't you lay down for a minute? When Mommy's done with readings, we're going to get in bed and watch sounded music for the billionth time. All right, calm down. 2 more shuffles. Six on the table. Last shuffle. Last shuffle. I'm going to set this over here. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. We've got gossip in reverse, but we're going to talk about it. Self-love. Friendship. Trust your gut. Break free. Trauma. And bottom of the deck is red light. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to say this. I think the call is for someone to be focused on themselves right now, focused on taking care of themselves, self-care, self-love, if you will. I hate it when I let my hair down and then my hair gets in my face. Bubbles, I will kick you out if you're going to keep this up. You literally have food in the bowl on the floor. Go eat it. You just drank a half a gallon of water. What do you want? Go on. Go on. Go on. Be gone, troublemaker. Be gone. Anyway. Anywho. If this person is watching you, if they're like a coworker or just maybe like a friend that maybe you had okay. I don't know. I feel like somebody's watching you give yourself self-love, love. Whoever this friend, okay, this is a friend, good friend, new friend, I don't know, take how it resonates, was gossiping about you. And I think that stopped when they saw you working on yourself, saw you taking care of yourself. And I just picture like, if this isn't like a work situation with like work friends, I picture like a group of like, let's say 6 women, right? And they're all friends. And I'm just using women, but you can change that to men. It doesn't matter. 6 women and they're all friends. One of these friends you decide not really to be friends with. Like you are, okay? Like you are. Like everybody still hangs out together, blah blah blah. But you don't call this person, you don't text this person, you don't really have anything to do with them on a personal level. Like that part of the friendship is over. It's more of like a group thing, and almost like, and I don't want it to sound mean, but almost like you tolerate them. This person would have been gossiping about you. This person would have stopped when they realized, oh, like they're just taking care of themselves. They're just doing their own thing. They're not reciprocating. They're not gossiping back about me. Like, they're just living their life, taking care of themselves. Because I feel like other people are watching with this person, and they're watching you, and they're watching this person, and they're watching you, and they're watching this person. And it's like, if this person was gossiping about you, at first it might have been believed by the other friends, right? The other 4 friends. But when all it looks like is you're taking care of yourself, living your life, whatever, all of a sudden these other 4 friends are like, well, wait a minute. She said that this, that, and the other. But look at them. They look fine. They look happy. They're healthy. They run every day. They take yoga classes every day. Like people are now looking at these 2 people and realizing, I don't know that I believe that person. I don't know that anything that comes out of that person's mouth is the truth. And they're looking at you, standing in your power, not really coming up and saying anything against this other friend. And they're like, well, why did we listen to that ass? The thing is when you have a friend dynamic and you get people that are like that, eventually they get called out for their bullshit. Okay? And whoever this is, whoever was gossiping, whoever didn't like you, whatever the case, they're the ones that are going to be ostracized. Eventually, they're going to be ostracized by everybody in that group, by those 4 other people, right? Like, I don't understand why people try to cause issues in friend groups. Why people do things and think that there's no consequences, no repercussions. It doesn't make any sense to me why people behave like that. Especially when there's such, like, if it's a close-knit group, for the most part, you got 6 people that are pretty good friends. Why would you be talking about one of them to the other 4 friends? Like, you don't think that those 4 friends are eventually going to be like, hey, why is Tina talking about Sally? I thought we were all friends. Does Tina talk to you about me? Does Tina talk to you about me? And then the rifts happen. And the breakdown of the friendship happens. The group, right? The community. I don't know why people do that in friend groups. Like, if you, and not to promote it at all, but if you want to, exhibit that kind of shitty behavior, go do it with your coworker, go do it with your neighbor, go do it with someone, you don't usually see. But don't start shit with your friends. And don't start shit with your friends when you're a close-knit community, when, you're all friends. You don't think at some point you're going to get found out? And here's the thing. Let's say they all talk about you, right? This person talks about you, and then they all talk about you, and you get kicked out of the friend group. Now there's 5, and you're gone. Like, oh, yeah, she was crazy, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if that friend that started that bullshit, that started the gossip, that was acting like an idiot, that was putting stuff onto you that wasn't meant to be there, because that wasn't you, they don't think that person doesn't think at the end of the day that they're still going to get found out. They're going to get found out. Because now you only have 5 people in the friend group. So who's this person going to pick on next? Like, oh, I don't like Maria. Let's get rid of Maria. Sorry, I meant to hold up my pinky. Let's get rid of Maria. I don't like Maria. Okay, maybe Maria gets ostracized, right? Now you got 4 people. If this person goes after a third person, guaranteed, there's going to be questions. And it's not friendship. When you behave like that, that is not friendship. That is absolutely all day not fucking friendship. I don't know what you want to call it other than evil, because I realize that's, a little extreme, but I don't know what else you would call it. It's sure as hell is not friendship when you act like that. That's like somebody that doesn't know what it means to be a friend. That's like somebody that has never had a friend or a good example of a friend. And I think whoever you are, I think you went with your gut in this situation. And I think you just, with this break free, I don't think you left the group. And I don't think they're kicking you out. I don't think that's what's going on here. I was just using that all as an example. But what I think is going on here is you or someone, right, are breaking free of whatever this toxicity is by not getting involved. Just staying the hell out of it. Like, I'm not talking about it. I'm not answering questions. I'm not responding to anything. I'm going to keep living my life and doing my thing. If you want to be friends, great, let's be friends. If you don't want to be friends, sayonara. Because I don't have time for the negativity. And this is traumatic. This is traumatic. This kind of stuff is traumatic. Think about it. You have a friend group, and one of them treats you like shit, and all the others start talking about you. And you feel ostracized. That's not traumatic. You're not going to have a hard time making friends after that. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. If you subscribe, I've talked about it a million times. The ex-best friend. For those of you that are new, let me state it one more time. In 2022, my ex-best friend of 30 plus years, a female, sexually assaulted me twice. After I had admitted to her that I had been raped numerous times, sexually assaulted numerous times. She sexually assaulted me twice. Once in June of 2022 and once in September of 2022. In September, we had a falling out. We had a situation at her place where she was starting to get abusive, and I felt like there was going to be a third sexual assault. So I just grabbed my stuff and I got the hell out of there. And I literally left her sitting in her wheelchair because she's disabled with her pants down around her ankles. Because I'm your friend, first of all. Not that it matters, because even if I was a paid employee there to take care of you, the things that she said to me, you should never say to another human being. Now, I talked to her 3 times after that. Once to get an explanation, and I didn't even say anything about an apology, but she said, "Well, if you feel like you need an apology." And just so you know, that's typical narcissistic behavior right there. If you feel like you need an apology. No, I don't feel like I need an apology. I know you owe me an apology. And forget about friendship. As a fucking human being, you owe me an apology. Because you don't treat other human beings like that. I talked to her once about trying to get a lawyer because I thought the ex-husband and I were going through our divorce, selling our house. I thought we were going to need a lawyer. So I contacted her about that. And then I don't know if it was the last time or if the lawyer was the last time, but there was another time when I contacted her. I sent her like a meme or a joke or something. And she just responded LOL, something like that. I literally talked to her 3 times after the incident. in September. And that was it. I have not talked to her since. This year will be 4 years. I have not talked to her. I have not seen her. Nor do I care to. I don't wish her any ill will. I don't wish her anything bad. I hope that she's having an amazing life. I hope that she's healing. I hope that she's getting better because she obviously had some mental health issues. But I have no desire to ever see her ever again, ever talk to her, nothing. Ever. I hope she gets what she needs far, far away from me. She can go to God for forgiveness, as far as I'm concerned. Not that she would ever look for forgiveness. She's narcissistic. That is a horrible friend. That is somebody that is not even a friend. And it took me, the last 2 to 3 years to recognize she was probably never my best friend to begin with. And it's not that I was codependent and I needed her as a friend. It's just, we were friends as little kids and we just kept being friends, right? You just think that you're friends, and I guess with me personally, and I've told you guys, if you follow, if you subscribe, I've had it with other friends too, where you just kind of go with the flow. I've had friends that I didn't talk to for months, for years, and then I talked to them and it was like we never stopped talking. So my relationship with her, I never really thought twice about it. Like I just always thought of her as my best friend of 30 plus years. 10 plus years, 20 plus years, 30 plus years. It wasn't until after everything that happened that I went back and looked at it and was like, was that ever even really a friendship? And I'll tell you this, that was traumatic. That was absolutely all day traumatic. Because now, when I talk to people, when I meet people, when I meet new coworkers, when I go out and meet friends of friends, I probably come off as very dismissive because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not picking up any more friends. And I'm saying that, but like I think even like this past year, realizing some of the things that I realized about my coworkers, and thinking like, oh well, we're friends, right? We're kind of friends. Maybe we're friends. I think I needed to become a little more discerning on who I give my energy to and who I share my time with and my money with and all that stuff. And it just becomes more and more clear to me that there are less and less people worthy of my time and my energy. And the thing is I would expect that of anybody. I'm 45 years old. I should be becoming a little bit more selective of who I want to be friends with and sharing my energy with. Just as if I was looking for a lover. Should probably be a little more discerning about that too, right? I mean, I'm not, but I'm just saying. And the trauma, like, becoming friends with someone and then wondering, like, are they going to sexually assault me too? Are they going to try and set me up with some man friend that they're sleeping with and they want me in a threesome? Like, I, I have so much baggage. I have so many thoughts. Like when I meet new people, like you guys have no idea. And it's not that I want to go to the negative, right? It's just I'm very protective of myself at this point. And I can't really apologize for it. I don't want to invite any of this in. Any of this nonsense, you know? I think you too are going to experience some type of trauma from this situation. I think the red light is here to, again, just to reiterate the self-love, self-care, take care of yourself, heal from things if you can start healing, right? And just try to move forward. Try to keep moving forward. Even if you feel like you're going at a snail's pace, go at a snail's pace. Move forward. Move on from whatever the hell this was. Because again, friends don't treat friends like that. They just don't. You don't lie, you don't backstab, you don't gaslight, you don't do any of that stuff. And I think it's funny because I think I told you guys this. I said something to my coworker last year, and the last like 6, 9 months, especially everything that happened last year with the guy at work and my friends, I think I just realized, like, even with the coworkers, like, I don't need, if we get new people in our department, like, I don't need to be their best buddy. Like, learn their name, say hi, how you doing, and go about your business. I used to meet new people in our department, and I would, oh, what's your middle name? Oh, where were you born? Oh, is your mom and dad alive? Oh, you got siblings, you got kids, you got a wife. Where do you live? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you work before here? And now I just do not feel the need to do that at all. And it's not that I was asking those questions to be like nosy or anything. It's just, when you spend 70 to 80% of your life at work and you're a pretty close knit little group there, it's nice to know some things about the people that you work with. Not that I force them to tell me anything, they don't have to. But it's funny because, like I said, the last 6 to 9 months, pardon me, I've just come to the conclusion that I just don't even want to do that with people at work anymore. Like, like we get a new person in, I'm going to ask them their name, how they doing, and that's it. Like, I have no interest in your personal life. I don't want to know anything about you. You're a coworker and that's it. And like I said last year, I had said to another coworker, it was funny because I feel like I ate my words. I feel like everything happened last year and I got totally bamboozled. But I said to him last year, I said, these are just your coworkers, so and so. Like, don't ever put these people in best friend category. Like, these are just coworkers. Coworkers come and go. Friends even come and go, right? But coworkers come and go. And I think he thought I was saying specifically in reference to our friendship, um, which I wasn't. But if you were to talk about his and my friendship, I would say the fact that I invest more in our friendship than he does, which is 99.9% fact. um I don't really I don't really feel bad that I said what I said, and he felt like it was between him and I. Now, I would never want anybody to feel bad. I would never want to do that on purpose. But at the same time, like, he didn't invest in our friendship like I did. And then I made the comment about don't be friends with your coworkers cuz, you know, it's kind of useless. And then he kind of acted like, I said something horribly wrong. It's like, you and I are supposedly friends, but we don't ever hang out. We don't talk on the phone. We don't, like, are we really friends or are we coworkers? Because there's difference. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not really seeing anything else. I hope it I would say I hope it doesn't resonate, but it does. I mean, everybody experiences friendships that just don't go anywhere. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous Tuesday evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.